So today I want to take a few moments to talk to you about the video series we're doing on mental health. I preached these messages the last year that I was at our church, Henry Baptist Church, and looking back upon it, I kind of wish I had called it soul health instead of mental health. These are things, truths that God re-emphasized in my own mind after I wrote the book Soul Survival, and some new truths that opened up to me about what a healthy soul really looks like. It seems as though we have a mental health crisis going on in our country today. New York University did a study, and they found that 3.4% of Americans have some type of serious stress mental issue. That's 8.3 million Americans that are living under some type of severe stress. In addition to that, another study found that it's estimated 20% of all American adults have some form of mental illness. Now, I want you to try to comprehend that. That's 1 out of 5 American adults. Now, as Christians, we're not exempt from this, but what we sometimes mistakenly fail to realize is that it's not just about our mind. It's not just going to a counselor to seek things that say, hey, here's what you need to do and the steps you need to take. But for the Christian, in order for us to have the right kind of mental health, we've got to take into account that this part of the soul that is both our thoughts, yes, but also our emotions and the choices that we make, or our human will. All of these things are complicated and they're complex, and they mesh together so that really we could possibly think right sometimes, but our emotions overwhelm us, or some other choices that we make might destroy our lives. So if we're going to have a healthy soul, we're going to have to make sure that we do it in a biblical way, that we go back to biblical truth. I often hear Christians say today that we as Christians are not equipped to handle the complex issues of mental health in this day and time. And I recognize we might not have degrees in psychiatry, or we might not have degrees in psychology, but how in the world can we possibly dissect and say, well, the world has a better comprehension if what Jesus said is true? If when he said, you will know the truth and the truth will set you free. I'm afraid oftentimes the counseling and the help we're getting from the world has no basis in biblical truth and facts. I recently read an article, and I'm going to quote the article.